Andy Hughes is here, our crime correspondent. I mean, perhaps inappropriately, Andy, because we are discussing some of the potentially hideous exploits. We should stress that Andrew Windsor continues to deny doing anything unlawful during his long relationship with the convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. So the context is hideous and gross and getting worse every day. But one of the elements of the story that you're reporting on this morning is enduringly fascinating to me, because you've been talking to a former close protection officer about former colleagues, and the phrase I think of is going native almost, becoming too close to the royal family. Tell me more first about that.
Yeah, so how it works is every single royal family member will have their own close protection team. These are highly trained...
Except Harry. I'm already interrupting you.
Now, these are highly trained specialist officers from the Metropolitan Police. Now, this former officer, he felt compelled to contact me after the release of the Epstein files earlier this month. And he tells me that members of the Royal Protection Unit became too close to the royal family, including Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, and may have withheld crucial information about what they witnessed on Jeffrey Epstein's private island. Now, we know that the former prince visited this island on at least 2 occasions. On one of those occasions, in 2000, this is when the late Virginia Giuffre alleged that she was forced to have sex with Andrew. Andrew, of course, denies this. So this officer told me some fascinating details about this team. He said, and it really speaks of the culture, he said that this team were very closed off. He said that they started behaving and acting like members of the royal family. The phrase he used to me was, they're more royal than the royals. They began wearing signet rings, and they
That's such a giveaway.
Well, that was the detail that really stood out to me as well. So I contacted the Met, and I put these allegations to them. They have now confirmed that the form is now actively assessing whether their officers assigned to Andrew willfully turned a blind eye to what was going on Epstein's island. I've also spoken to one of the victim's lawyers. His name is Spencer Cuven, and this is what he told me.
If the police were going to be doing their job correctly, they should be finding the protection officers that were assigned to Andrew and interviewing them. Much like here in the States, they have an obligation to tell the truth during an investigation. So instead of just asking people to step forward, why not go out and actually interview the people you know are there?
I think also one of the key things that this former officer told me was there was a real culture of fear within this unit, because there was more than one occasion where an officer would report a member of the royal family. For example, one member of the royal family was reported for speeding. This then went up to command. So this was reported. The next day, this officer was brought in, and he was then relieved from his duties in the unit. And not only that, he was put back in uniform. So
flipping heck.
Yeah.
So this is like a institutionalised cap doffing and forelock tugging, even for police officers doing their job and enforcing the law.
Well, yeah, and also these are police officers. It is their job to enforce the law, and they are seeing and they are witnessing people breaking the law, allegedly, then reporting it, and then the next thing they know, they're kicked out of the unit.
Funny, isn't it? This idea that impunity is inherited. We should probably explain why signet rings made me snigger. I mean, this is something that a lot of posh people wear.
Yes.
And you're not supposed to just go down the shop and buy one.
No.
It's supposed to be handed to you on your 18th birthday, and it features the family's coat of arms. I went to school with lads who wore signet rings. I was embarrassed to admit, Andy, I went through a phase of thinking I might get myself one, but it is one of those little social tells.
It is.
That toffs used to distinguish themselves from hoi polloi.
If you want to put it like that. If you look out for them, or most male members of the royal family will wear one. And then, but it's very unusual.
And most members of the Met will not.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the point, right?
Yes, exactly. I've been asked this question by a few people. You know what it's like sometimes if you're knocking about with people who don't know any other journalists. They think that we're party to extraordinary secrets and insights and things like that. But there is quite a lot of confusion about how Andrew could have got up to the things that we know he got up to, never mind the things he's been accused of and continues, of course, to deny, while close protection officers were in attendance, while they were actually there. Kind of hard to shake them off, isn't it?
Yeah, so how it will work is, just say a principal, as they call them, they will be going to a location. For example, if it's Jeffrey Epstein's island, it is the job of the protection officers to make sure that this venue is safe in terms of, are there any bombs? Is there any threats? Once it has been established that there are no threats, they will then scale back. However, what this officer is suggesting is that being on that island alone, they must have seen some unsavoury things.
Or even heard reports or people talking. They're supposed to be professional detectives. Anyway, it's a cracking story, and I don't think it will be the end of it. Little St. James Island, owned by Epstein in the US Virgin Islands, known to locals, as you mentioned in your report on the LBC website, as Paedophile Island. So idea that nobody knew, even as they continued to fraternise with Jeffrey Epstein long after his original conviction, is obviously laughable.